Okay, I think we are live already. I think. Hello, testing. Yes, I think we are live. Hi, hello.
Hi.
Okay. If you are free, just join us for a casual chat. We are here today to just have a chat and talk about, today's current affairs now, COVID-19 affairs. Today the topic is really talking about tech, COVID tech. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's this term. Is there this term? Have you ever heard before?
What I said.
COVID tech. Yeah. You're a little bit soft. I'm not sure why. To me, lah.
Technology or COVID technology or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Technology, lah. Yeah. Is there a
You
term
mean
like that? No?
you're talking about the thing that they're going to introduce to wear for everybody? Is that the one?
Yeah, that's one of them, lah. But not just that, there's also other things, They also I have a list, I show you. I have a list of things here. That I found just now. Quite cool, lah. Like shopping online, robot deliveries, like this. This robot, COVID technology, yeah. And then you have contactless payment. Quite cool also. I mean, this has been there for a long time, right? Just that now they emphasize saying that okay, due to COVID, and then that's why you should use contactless instead of cash, And then remote work is also COVID tech, right?
Yeah.
And what else?
A lot of people
Distant
using them.
learning. Yeah. Telehealth. Telehealth a lot, lah. I think there are a lot of new IoT doing all this telehealth thing, huh?
Yeah. This is going to be the next thing, whereby a lot of people would be using, the new technology, because I think COVID-19, right, has woken up a lot of people in terms of the experience plus the kind of things that they go through. And I think that a lot of people are concerned about how technology must change their life, right? So not just technology like all this, like teleconference is basically, it is nothing new, whereby you can use your mobile phone, you can use your webcam on your laptop, for example, and be able to, for example, if you're a doctor, you see the face of the patient, the sensors, the smart sensors, IoT sensors in the laptop or even your surrounding area, whereby you're linked by testing yourself, the doctor can actually have a diagnosis of you, because many times if you make a journey now to the doctor, it's a waste of time, waste of effort to go up and down. Sometimes it takes about an hour or hour plus. So time is money, right? So you can save on that. Plus, for the older generation, it allows them some ease in terms of not having to travel so far, queue and wait in the doctor's room, or the patient waiting area whereby other people may be sick, so you may even catch their flu and everything else. So such diagnosis, right, is something that's not new. It's been thought about for a long time ago. Just that technology equipment was not ready to catch up with the
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
Wearable IoT device. Hey, you mean now already has got what COVID-19 test kit online? Do you say that just now?
No, COVID. No, that's more for like if you have a fever, you don't feel well that day. So instead of
Oh, I thought there's already a test kit for COVID-19.
online, no. I mean, I think it's not recommended by doctor to do those tests, because number one is may not be accurate. There's invasive and evasive kind of style, meaning that you stick something up your nose, or you take your blood, right? Taking the blood
Yeah.
most accurate, but even then, even when you are, let's say, suspected of one, they can test you the first time you're suspected of it, but the second time it could be that you're carrying a milder load of the virus. You're not carrying a heavy load of the virus. So the best is always to go to the doctor, lah. Yeah, for now.
Yeah, but by then there's no need to have tele thing already, because you know it's either you kena or you never kena, right?
No, the tele thing is
Yeah.
not
So
for COVID. The tele thing is more for your normal everyday sickness. Just
yeah.
that during
Okay,
COVID,
makes
it
sense. That makes sense.
promoted it, yeah, to do more.
Yeah. Okay. So you see, we have also what online entertainment is like very common already, lah. Supply chain, you see, supply chain also common, but I think now super everybody is trying to adopt already.
Yes.
3D printing, wow, this one is actually quite big now, because you can actually get your products printed
Yeah.
instead of delivered. Wow, I think it's super. Right. Something
It
that
means
you just punch in a algorithm or something programming, and then you can print your product. I mean, if you okay today you need a shoe, so you just get the software and then print your shoe and you can wear it. Wow, I think this is amazing. This one
I think this is
not
a smart move. Yeah. I
not
think
sure
it's
in the
very.
future how it will be.
I mean, like you watch those Star Trek movies, right? Whereby it's supposedly dream is like futurists thinking of the future of the world. You know what the world will be like by the time.
Hmm.
And for example, they can create food if you choose, let's say, nasi lemak, right? So it's like a 3D food printing machine kind of a thing, but it's using kind of, advanced lasers and all those to create.
Hey, food
But
lah. Food
the idea, yeah,
can do me.
it may be possible because, like for example, like certain foods, right, and taste and all those, right, is artificial for some. If you want organic food, of course, may be different from such foods. So there will be a future whereby, for example, if people go to Mars, right, they want to send astronauts to Mars. Now, if they're gonna lug all the equipment there, it's gonna be very hard. But if they reach there, they have a 3D printing device. They can actually print their cabin. They can print all their, some of the equipment that they require. Maybe those precision equipment needs to be built on Earth and shipped there. But the other stuff like building materials and all those, they could probably use, a big 3D printing machine to print certain things. And if you watch those NASA videos and all those, right, they do show that. So I think technology, like under COVID, right, a lot of new ideas start to come out, which is good.
Yeah. This is like really the future. I can sense that it's really coming. This one, this 3D printing. Yeah. We also
Yeah,
have this what robotics drones. Okay, drones for delivery. We heard it before. Robotics for healthcare. That means the nurse don't go inside the room. In this case, it's the robots that check the patients, which makes sense. Just to
I
make
think
sure
it's
that the battery must be charged. Top 10 5G. Okay, 5G coming. I think 5G will change a lot of things because data will transfer very fast. Wow. Hey, I think this very extensive. I think it's the future already. This.
5G is just that you have data faster, for example, right? You can do more things, technologically speaking, because right now a lot of limitation of building certain things, right? Or having certain things to move. Maybe it could be your autonomous vehicles, which you are getting there. But if we rely on 5G, current 4G speed, number one is a bit spotty. Spotty means that if your antenna tower is too far away from each other, then the
Hmm.
guy who move nearer to the tower, of course, you got more connection. As you move further away, you will lose connection. So that kind of give an issue. And talking about connectivity, if you look at Tesla, Tesla is launching close to 1,000 over satellites above the orbit of the planet, and these satellites is supposed to provide Wi-Fi.
Oh, for their
That
cars.
means they beam Wi-Fi down, all right, or some form of a Wi-Fi. So you can type it
Wow.
up, Tesla satellite, comma, I think Wi-Fi or 5G or something. I can't remember the term, but they're building something like that uh,
Oh,
into
this
space. So they're
powerful.
launching a lot of
This one.
satellites out there. Is that what it
Already
says?
talking about it. Yeah. In April, they plan to have like you see, over 400 satellites in the orbit, and plan to have 40,000. Wow.
40,000. Sorry, yeah, yes. Small little satellites, and they are supposed to beam, supposedly like Coco, right? They're supposed to beam, internet
Yeah.
availability to any parts of the world.
Hey, like that, the internet service provider can go home already.
Yeah lah, but you may want to use, or you may not want to use your service, right? So it depends.
I think in terms of security, it can be
Yes,
risky. Huh?
I think the people will be concerned about security because I mean, for something like that to happen, right? That means they are flying over a head right now. For example, if they have it above our head right now, what what data are they pulling out from our airwave, right?
Hmm.
Because it's like a net. Imagine a fish, in a fish tank, you put in your little net to catch the fish, all the fish start to swim away, you can catch the fish, right? So imagine that net, invisible net is collecting your data, right? That is being transferred. Let's say, for example, right now, of course, right now we're just having a conversation online.
Yeah.
It's through Wi-Fi, and then of course Wi-Fi is piped to some cable somewhere, or some of you are watching this on your phone, so it's through the 4G airwaves. So all these radio signals that's being sent across, all these are important data. It could be important for some, than compared to the other. So imagine people have something over your head, right? What about the privacy for countries? But this is Tesla is an American thing, right? It's not a
Mm.
global thing. Yeah.
Hey, I heard Tesla also have got a huge manufacturing plant in China. So I
I
mean,
think,
politics aside, both
yeah.
side now is like superpower trying to, I don't know. I mean, it's going to get more complicated. And in terms of data protection, I think is I don't know. What do you think? How would they manage this thing?
Okay, so for the China factory, I heard that they did not proceed or something. They stopped.
Hey, very
I got
huge
to,
there. They
yeah,
already
I think,
huh? Stop
yeah,
already.
I just go online and just take a quick look. As the factory in China, right? Is currently producing final assembly, blah blah blah. Status for delivery 2021. So I'm not sure. The
It's there
last time I remember
already.
is there already, right? I know it's there. Just that I
Yeah.
thought that they stopped it for a while. Okay,
No,
so
thing still goes on. Continue. No
uh,
stop.
I, I think for Elon Musk, right? The story about Elon Musk is quite amazing because he did so much in that short period of time. He
Mm.
was he founded, I can't remember Ziploc or something. Not Ziploc, sorry, Zip File or something like that. He sold to one of the big companies, made a lot of money, and then he's one of the early creators and the biggest shareholder of PayPal before PayPal was sold to eBay. And then ever since then, in 1990 something, 1990 something, he started, or 2000 something, he started Tesla, SpaceX, and this what do you call it, Solar City, whereby they create all the solar panels and everything. So he was running three
It's the
companies at
same
once,
guy, right?
same guy, and he almost become bankrupt just few years ago, right? Just 2 3 years ago, he almost bankrupt because everything
Oh.
was failing, did not go through. But in the last 3 years since after that, right now, he's already climbed through the challenge and the trouble. So from an entrepreneurial standpoint, for both of us, we're entrepreneur, right? We look at the challenges that he goes through, it's like a massive scale, and yet he was managed to pull through. All three of his companies are kind of doing well. Tesla on the stock market is doing well. SpaceX has been awarded several NASA deals plus military deals from the US, and they are right now the go-to company for all space launches, right? Even though there's Virgin Atlantic, there is the Amazon Jeff Bezos, what do you call that? Space project as well, and a couple of other smaller companies. So he's pioneering the way, and the space is really the final frontier. So it is very interesting. And then Solar City is amazing. It's founded by his cousins that he invested in, and then basically he fund them with the money, and they create all these solar panels to put on a lot of buildings. But the catch is this: I put on your building, for example, their business model is that, if there's extra power that is being captured, I will actually pump it back to a central location and I'll resell the electricity to other parts of the cities. So the company has done very well. It's called Solar City. So these are these three main thing that we know about that's on the news. I'm not sure about the rest, but he's really an amazing character to look at and to be inspired by for entrepreneurs of the future.
Now this is the price. About $1,000.
Share,
About
yeah.
$1,000 for one share. So it's like how many iWatch Apple Watch you can buy?
Yeah,
Four.
many
Hey, but you see the P ratio zero means it's not making money yet.
not making money yet. Yes.
Hmm.
Investing future, whereby they're expecting this company to do even bigger than this.
But
So
this is a
and
huge bet, a super huge bet. It's $900 per share.
you see, now they have SpaceX. SpaceX is rockets. Now, when they're gonna build a vehicle for Mars, when they build a vehicle for the moon, where do you think that vehicle is gonna come from? Electric
Hmm.
vehicle for space use for on the moon, for example, and on Mars. I mean, going to the moon is economical thing, right? If why all the nations are fighting to go to the moon? India, China, everybody's trying to go to the moon because moon has the next rich energy resources. It's called helium 3, And basically, if you look at helium-3, right, it's in the abundance on the surface of the moon. And 1 kilogram of helium-3, which has no, it has the power of a nuclear fusion without the radiation. All right. So, so imagine that 1 kilogram, right, can power an entire city of New York or Seattle, I can't remember, or Los Angeles for the entire year, all the power. So 1 kilogram. But of course, to harvest that back to where we can use it, of course, it's going to be tough, lah. Yeah. But that's Tesla. Sorry, I talk a lot about Tesla and all this because I've been looking at the
But
company.
it's very interesting, eh? It's really interesting. You know, but you see, all these things that's happening, well, eventually the data, right, is you really don't know where. I mean, security is one of the biggest. I think the security threat is going to get bigger and bigger. You know, I don't know how are we going to manage it, man. Like Singapore recently, we have this just yesterday only, lah, right? Not yesterday. They announced it's confirmed already for trace together.
Trace together has been around for a while already. Yeah.
Correct. But the token, is it confirmed that it will be rolled out? Is it confirmed already?
I believe so. I don't recall seeing like a big talk about it.
Wait. You see, the first batch, the first batch of wearable device for COVID-19 will be rolled out later this month. So which means everybody will get one.
Yeah, nice. And, basically, when you come into contact with another same contact tracing Bluetooth device, the key thing is to create a chain, right? So what they're trying to do is this. With the token, right, and via Bluetooth, right now via phone by phone, the problem is that when one phone talks to another phone, there's this handshake that they must do, like, through an API and all those. So basically it's not working that well, right? So let's say if I'm holding on to an Android phone, you're holding on to iPhone, and then we are in the same location, and when somebody is found with COVID-19, they do a contact tracing, they cannot find the connection because our phone is not connected. So this is the thing to replace that. So so no data is actually taken from you as we look in deeper. But a lot of people are concerned that, hey, this is the start for future whereby we have no more freedom. Government want to know where we are going and all this. But actually, this is not true, lah. I mean, the freedom is always given back to us, and then they don't really need to know wherever we want to go. The key thing is, from a COVID-19 standpoint, this is the most efficient way to track another potential, carrier of the virus.
So
And
there's
you can see
no.
that, yeah, they don't transfer data. So basically, right, if you are the blue color token, I'm the orange color token. When we come near each other, it will kind of like lock a number, like, okay, my token has a special serial number. So okay, this person was near me at this time, for example, right? Then after they go away, nothing happens. You just keep like tracking a little bit. So only when a token comes together, it sends a signal to handshake, and then he said, okay, at this time, both of us registered that we did a handshake, but location they may not be able to know, right? Because that may be linked to your phone. Then after that, when you go to your phone, for example, right, the token uses the phone to actually send the information back to the government portal, so that when during a contact tracing period whereby they are tracing those who may have COVID-19, one individual A, then he search lah. So based on his phone data, or based on the pendant that was the token, he's able to track back. Okay, in last week on Thursday, for example, Shane and you may have walked by each other, in the shopping mall, for example. And then basically from there, they know that, okay, they know to contact Shane, for example. So that's the way of what is using. No personal data is being used.
Okay, but when you need to translate so that you can get the person who is near to you before.
Yes, correct.
Correct, and that's through. Okay, according to what the government says, through the what MOH database. I guess.
So basically he takes all these data. All these are data points. At what time, when, and then when you sync to your phone, because your phone is in your pocket, right? So the token is there. So it's always constantly syncing, sending a signal up to let, for example, to their big database. So the database is basically contacting you as a signal of where, you may have met that person, but they are not downloading your data from your phone. Yeah. So data is a key thing that we talked about, and just to kind of like swing it around, right? Like many times when companies want to, this COVID-19 is also a period whereby a lot of people are looking at going digital, and going digital
Yeah,
is
yeah.
good. At the same time, people are concerned about about going digital. So digitization, right, does not mean you have a website or you have a marketplace. Mean you are your company is digitized. It's not. Digitized means that your entire process, from your buying to your prospect customer leads to your payment schedule to your banking and everything is from a digital format, and you're able to kind of like follow or track or audit during an audit, right? You can lift all those things out. It's no more. It's not on paper, for example. That's called digitization, which will help a company to flow faster, get data faster, eliminate all the fats of the inefficiency, and go direct to your building a product, bringing your services, people purchase, everything is kind of done online. That's digitization. So a lot of people made the mistake that, oh, digital means I got a website, I got a shopping cart. That means I'm digital. No, it does not mean that. Going on social
That's just
media
one
is
of
not.
part of it, lah. Just one part of it.
Social media is just a marketing platform for you to market. It's not
Yeah,
digitization.
yeah.
So with that, the other thing that people are concerned about is that, David, I've noticed that a lot of people are worried when we ask them about security on their laptop, right? How do you secure a laptop? People always say, "Oh, I got antivirus and firewall." Now, yes, those two things are important. Maybe 5 years ago or even 10 years ago, but today it's not so, because your antivirus on your Windows device or even your Apple devices and your firewall are pretty strong enough. But you still must have that kind of virus detection or malware detection. All those, they are actually built into the laptops today. But what a lot of companies will require in the future is actually a data protection software. That is something that's new. It's newer in the market because that focuses on data protection, and that is something that a lot of people should have, because they do not know actually how to use it and so on and so.
So this, okay, of course, over the years, this antivirus, right, has been automate. Also, I mean, it's whenever, okay, I mean, there's a lot of automation and scripts being developed over the years now. So now it's data. Wow. So data is going to be, you need certain period of time to collect and make sure that the algorithm or the database is sufficient enough to identify which are the personal data and which are not personal data. Correct? Because different jurisdiction will have different identification on whether or different what you call that, definition, yeah, on whether this is personal or not. Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know. I mean,
Uh,
how is the technology coming along already in this area?
yeah,
Is it really mature or which stage is it?
so companies have solved this problem, but for everyday guys like you and me, or smaller business owner, SMB especially, which is actually 70% of Singapore's backbone of businesses, all right, throughout, and then you have your SMEs as well. Uh, they may not have the budget to do or invest into huge, cybersecurity processes and protection services. So there are two things you can do. Number one, you put a lot of your stuff on servers, like for example, Ready Space, right? You guys have an amazing server. It's protected. It's all around 24 hour, 24/7 protection. All right,
Yeah,
365
thanks
days a
for
year.
advertising for me. Huh?
No, it's the fact, right? And because your servers are located in a very
In the
secured
cloud, yeah.
location, in the cloud, it's in a secured location, and the physical servers are in a very secured location. You got armed guards around that protect your data. Nobody steals the data. So that's one way of for most companies to do, is to go online. Many companies that I've met, right, are still very 2D. 2D means that they still put everything onto their computer. I met one businessman, big company, not say big company, it's a 24 people company. Their business around 50 million a year. It's not bad, right?
What,
And
50 million?
yeah, they are in the shipping industry. And then
Okay.
the thing is this. I mean, the revenue is big. I'm not sure of their profit, lah. But what do you call that? Their problem is that their computers they're using, when we're helping with them on some things, when I take a look at the computer, they're using Windows 98 or Windows 2000 or something very
Well, that's very
old.
old, eh.
Yeah, and I said, why is it? Oh, uh, because a lot of our stuff is already there on Excel. Then I went to talk to the person. Then I realized when I talking to the who was doing the data entry, right? I said, hey, why you all don't change? Then she said, 老板不要换呢。为什么不要换？他说怕 when he move everything across to the new computer, he'll lose all his data. So he said, don't touch. As long as it's not broken, don't touch. Then I said, 有没有做 backup? He said, 有，可是现在 some of the backup device don't even recognize their computer system.
Oh
So
my God. Then
so this also, of course, we talk to him, we help him, we get the right product for him, updated to the latest Windows, and of course even the latest Office and Excel, so that he can provide, because people are afraid of change. And when people are afraid of change in the mind, that's why a lot of things get stuck. And that's why sometimes businesses cannot catch up, right? And all these businesses who are very traditional, which is okay, traditional company is good for the culture. Let's say traditional culture, that's fine. But your processes, your way of working, you need to be relevant to today's standards so that you can stay relevant in the marketplace. Otherwise, you're not going to be relevant in the marketplace. You'll lose out because you see, hey, how come all these small companies are making so much money online and my sales is going so slow? So that's the difference between the two. And most companies, SMB especially, need to take a step of faith, a step of courage to go out there and get digitized, or listen or learn from people. If they don't understand, don't worry. Send their younger guys to come and understand it better. Because most of the bosses will say, oh, 很复杂，不懂你们在讲什么. So what you can do to help is to actually bring them in, share with them. Like for example, hey, go on the cloud. What is cloud? Talk to Ready Space. Okay, they have the cloud service, they have all their blah 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 everything inside. You just buy this, pay every month this amount of money, and everything is cool. You can sleep better at
hey,
night.
you know what? When you say pay every month, that's where the roadblock will start already. Because all these older businessmen, they have this idea whereby you buy something, it should be 买断, they call it. You buy off the whole thing and that's yours. You own it. That is the traditional mindset. But I think it won't work anymore. But no choice. They have to adapt. They have to adapt.
Because like for
Yeah.
example, right, certain services is like would you spend all your money to buy a car, or would you take a loan, for example, right? Why would people take a loan? Because you can actually sell it later and then buy something else, or you can rent a car, for example. So for example, a lot of people are moving to rental because it's actually cheaper than buying a car. And you don't have to worry about the installment, you don't have to worry about the car getting spoiled or blah blah blah, everything is taken care of by the car rental company. And you can get a fairly nice car. So that's also changing the mindset a little bit. And for example, like some of the services that you buy on, let's say Ready Space. I still remember the early days of web hosting. Wow, very expensive, right? But you see over the years it become
Yeah.
why? Because they
Lower
make it
cost.
affordable, make it everywhere, wide scope. So same thing for cybersecurity as well. People used to think it's going to be very expensive, but it's not going to be soon, because as more and more people adopt it and use it, it's like two plates of chicken rice. Like for example, we sell this a data privacy protection app. It's only two plates of chicken rice per month. Two plates of chicken rice. You actually spend more money than that, right? So to protect your
Hey,
data,
some chicken rice. I heard there's one chicken rice, $26.
ah,
26.
yeah, you go to Mandarin Hotel, yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah.
Okay, but yeah, so protection will get, in a sense, lower cost over time. Yeah,
Yes,
because they get more mature. Mm.
yes.
So everybody should be protected, in a sense. Yeah, and shouldn't think twice really. See,
Because
with all this technology coming out,
like when I ask you how do you protect your phone, I mean your laptop or your computer, people will say antivirus, firewall, and now you must also say data privacy protection.
yeah. Hey, and one thing very interesting, this one way. I About virtual viewing.
Yes.
Virtual viewing. Actually, okay, I cannot, okay, for myself, I don't think I will ever, maybe not now, at least not now, at least not now, I will ever buy a property just by virtual viewing. I feel that, I am staying in a place, I buy this property to stay, I need to have an experience to feel the place before I buy. Yeah. Even the showroom, I will at least have the showroom experience, even though it's not built. But now people are talking about virtual viewing, Can you imagine? What is unthinkable to me lah,
Mm.
really. But I have friends who have closed deal just by doing virtual viewing. Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I wanted to
No,
say
you say,
that,
you
for
say.
example, in the past, right, when you go and shop, it's all about mindset and also getting used to it, right? I'll never buy a
Yeah.
pair of shoes, I never try it on. But now I buy shoe online. I buy some clothes online, not all, some. Basically, once with the right experience, you look at all the reviews, what people talk about, and then in your mind, you start to filter to what makes sense. And then you think, okay, instead of me going down there so far away, I buy online, it delivers to me, pay another $1, $2 more. Okay, I'll buy it. It's the same thing for cars, whereby not in Singapore. Singapore's standard is still, I want to go and touch and feel and see and everything. In the US, people actually buy car online, but they do a lot of reviews. They check up the reviews. The reviews make sense, blah, blah, blah. Those reviews will support his decision making, all right, in terms of buying the car. Now, some, of course, they must always go and touch and feel, but there are instances whereby they have seen it, they may not have touched it, they do a lot online and they actually buy it online. So it's the same thing for hotel, right? When we book a hotel, we look at recommendation, we look at the pictures, we look at quite a few pictures, go and do our own exploration, look at the Google map to see where's the hotel, is it a vacation area, a spot near where we want to go, and then look at how many stars, and then we virtually book a hotel. But those are hotel, right? Now coming to housing and property, I think it is possible whereby if you're working with a reputable property company, or agency or somebody, an agent that you trust, and they're not going to, just close the deal, sell you something that is just, look good on the inside, but on the outside is no good. So those things are changing, and I think with virtual viewing, right, it allows, for example, if I own the house, 50 people can come and view my house and nobody buy. Right now, if on virtual viewing, you don't have to come to my house. I don't have to keep opening my door to you. I only shoot it once. I put it online. You can see, and only those who are serious will come and actually see the house. Then I entertain you. Then I
So
can
you
close the deal.
filter the people, yeah.
Yes. So there's a
Hey,
lot of
but
plus point also and bad points as well.
this one a lot of data leakage. You know why not? The virtual viewing will actually show your place. You have your family photos and all that stuff on it, And then you will might have, I don't know, somehow when the camera pan, can see your password that you stick on somewhere in your monitor screen. Wow. Hey, this kind of security is also need to take note, I feel. Which is not addressed at all. Yeah. How to address?
Yes.
Any idea? No? I mean,
I think that one is whoever is doing the virtual filming. Let's say if you do your own filming for your own house without the property agent, then the responsibility is your own. If the property agent comes and film it for you and they don't warn you, then that's a bad property agent. Property agent, I think, right, they have a keen eye to adjust certain things, certain angle, so it looks nice. And all those like passwords sticking on the thing, he will actually look out for you. But if he doesn't look out for you, then that's a very bad property agent. Should change agent.
change agent. But I think it's really possible. I mean, I don't know, some I don't know, social hacking, social hacking, right? You somehow got to know this, and then you can go online and link up all the information, and somehow grab if the hacker is trying to target you lah. I think it's still possible if really serious.
Yes. I
Yeah.
mean, nothing is unhackable. Everything is hackable. So just that companies need to protect themselves. There's this thing called basic cyber hygiene, right? So basic cyber hygiene works the same way analogy as when you leave your house. When you leave your house, what are the basic three things you do? You make sure the stove is turned off. You close your window because you scared rain coming to your house. When you leave the house, do you just walk away, go to lift and go down? No, you lock your door, right? You lock two times. Wooden door, and you have a gate, you lock the gate, right? So these are the basic hygiene that is trained in you that every time you step out of the house, you'll do the same thing, right? If you step out just downstairs, go mama shop, of course you may not do all that. But if you go out for the day or to work or send your children to school or whatever, you will do all those things because it's built into you. Now, cyber hygiene is the same thing. Next generation, like maybe our children, right? They will definitely all grow up with cyber hygiene in their mind. Or if I do this, I will have considered, okay, what are the security issue that may come up? So he already in his mind pre-programmed, okay, this must be careful. I will actually ensure that I do not have any leakage or blah blah blah. So all these things are just habits that needs to be built in. We are not built into it because when we were born, I don't think we had computers yet, right? Or maybe later
No,
part.
no, definitely
Yeah,
not in school lah.
yeah. So we were not able to have one at that time, right? But our kids right now are all born with computers, handphone, and everything with technology. So each generation they will upgrade and they'll be better compared to our generation.
Now you have HBL. I mean, it's never ever. I mean, I've never imagined that it's possible. No,
Oh
even
yeah,
yeah, even on that day it's being announced HBL. What on that particular day? Wow, it's a really mind changing. It's really mind changing experience for these 2 months.
I think it's good. Just that some families may not be able to afford a computer or tablet or even Wi-Fi. For those families, more challenged families, then it'll be tough for them because they are not in an environment whereby they have accessible technology to use. So I mean I saw some of the work by the government was fantastic. They mobilize certain people, certain volunteers help to put together some cheaper option so that people can use. So I think all those are great initiative. And I think as we all progress, right, on, I think using technology is key to our next step. One thing that you notice about China is that everything is online payment, and they are far ahead of a lot of people. And
Mm.
right now they have a fine system. So I was in China last year in September or October period, I can't remember exactly. And I was in Shanghai and met up with a friend, Singaporean who lived there, and he was telling me about their they have this fine system, right? A lot of cameras and everything. So even though you cross the road, right? That guy said somebody crossed the road to the other side of the road. Basically, he jaywalked lah. When he reached the other side of the road and walked a few meters, his WeChat got beep beep beep. You got fined, right?
What?
And then they have a picture of him, a few picture of different I guess, and then tell him that you got been fined, no demerit point or whatever social credit point, but you've been fined. And then you have to pay money, and your money will be deducted from your WeChat. And
Hey,
that is scary, but yet at the same time, when I challenged my friend and another Chinese person who was there at the dinner, I said, "Why like that?" Oh, I told him, "Wow, our privacy, blah blah blah." Do you know what he said to me? He said this, which was very interesting. Hey, 我们从新加坡学的. I said, "What do you mean?" 从新加坡学? He said, "新加坡 every time people cross the road, the policeman stand there, they'll find you. But 我们没有办法，中国这么大 have a policeman everywhere. So we use technology to replace the physical policeman over there." I said, "Wow, this is exactly the same thing." When he said that, right, my mind changed. I'm like, wow, I believe now if Lee Kuan Yew is born of this age, right, he'll probably use the same technology more effective.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So that's something that really changed
Hey,
my
but if we
mind.
ever implement, do you think it will go through? Because this is data privacy. I mean, there's a data. I mean, implication, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely there will be some pushback here and there. People feel uncomfortable, like I said. But I think with each generation, it will become acceptable over a period of time. As long as the governance is correct, we ensure that data privacy is protected and none is taken away. But also at the same time, right, I want to share that a lot of us when we use our mobile phones, we have Gmail, free Gmail. If I ask how many of you have Gmail account or Gmail or Hotmail or Outlook, right, I think everybody will put up their hands. We are using it, and how many are paying for it, for example, or how many are getting it free. So most of us have it for free. And let me tell you, in the Google's terms of condition or whether to accept it, right, they are using the data for certain things, for advertising purposes and so on and so forth, or to build their product better. So
Mm.
honestly, like your mobile phone, right? Actually, because I came from a mobile phone industry, I was from Nokia a few years ago and from HTC before that. And I can tell you, right, your mobile phone, right, we have done a lot of research, spent a lot of money doing research to see, what's the best way to use a mobile phone, battery life, and blah blah blah, screen size, pixel size, and everything. Why? Because the phone is the only thing that you carry everywhere with you. You don't even carry your wallet now. In China, they carry their phone, they don't carry their wallet. They don't even carry their identity card sometimes because everything is on your phone. So, the
So if
phone
your
does
phone is
carry
gone,
a
that's
lot.
it, really.
Yes, yes. I mean, not say that's it, lah, but as long as your phone is, even if your phone is gone, there's automatic function to delete it, set strong password. So, again, cyber hygiene. You need to set a strong password, not 1 2 3 4 5 A B C D E F G. A strong password on your phone, and if the the guy who stole your phone try to enter it over 3 times, 4 times, you'll wipe the data, for example. So in that sense, your data is protected.
Okay, is this available now? I don't know. So if
Yeah, yeah.
my phone is lost, I must set it up lah. If not, it won't
If
be
you
erased.
set up if you set up the password, you'll be if few attempts try to open it, you can remote
Yeah.
wipe it, or you can actually auto wipe.
So at least there's certain protection now lah.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you lost your laptop, I don't know. Is there such thing also? I don't see
For that,
any
yes,
such option.
there are for industrial version, and also for example, for let's say my laptop, right? If I set certain passwords on it, and then if person try and attempted to uh, try to get in, you actually lock the laptop down for a few hours.
Wow. Okay. Well, this one I
So
better check
laptop,
later.
yeah. So I mean, there
Better
are
check
many
if I
ways
have this.
option. Yeah, your laptop better have password.
Yeah. Hey, you see this one, vulnerable, yeah, underprivileged. I think in a sense you're right lah. If we continue going to this direction, I think it's going to be very fast. Next 10 years, within the next 10 years, those things that we mentioned earlier, the 10 technologies, I think will really take place already. All this.
Technology is always
So at
going
that
to help.
time, I think I'll be not that old, but those who are still around, like right now, they are maybe 70 years old. Probably they will find it difficult to adapt. I think.
For example, like some of the robots and all those, right? I think from a uh, elder care, it'll be fantastic. If the robot is more agile, it can help to, lift the person up, to get up and down, those kind of support
Yeah,
help. I
yeah,
think
yeah.
a robot is very, very helpful because to hire a human or even family members to do is quite tough. So if you can, for example, rent instead of buying the robot, you rent the robot for their services. So every day the robot will come at, I don't know, get dropped off at about 8 a.m. in the morning, and then 6 p.m. or 7 p.m. it goes off. And the robot, it just, there's no emotion. The robot just get things done for you, clean your house, do something, So I think technology, if we use it in that sense to help humankind, I think that's fantastic. So
Hey,
there
but like
are
that
good.
means loss of jobs. Oh. So I mean that's what also something that a lot of people are concerned. Oh. Jobs
No, I
being
mean,
taken over by robots.
I don't look at it as job taken over by robot. It's just that that job does not require us to do it anymore because we can do more meaningful jobs. Something else that robots may not be able to do.
Okay.
So,
So
for
the
example,
humans must think about what are the more meaningful things that he or she will need to do, should do.
you see, for example,
So
when
mm,
they brought the first drilling machine in, so they don't have to dig for well anymore, well water, right? So imagine today if we're still digging well water, it doesn't make sense, right? So some jobs, right, can be replaced totally by technology because digging for well water is because you don't have the tool to do it. So it's not that you replace the digger, right? It's just that a new technology came in to build. But that guy could be doing something else. He could be in charge of the well digging machine or something else, right? So technology is always good, and of course it can be used for good intention. It can also be used for bad intention. That's why there's computer system, right? There are hackers. There's white hat hacker, means that they hack for good things, and there are black hat hackers that they hack for stealing your information, stealing your money or whatever. So there's two kinds of things. But hackers, whether you're white hat or black hat, is the same technology that they are doing. Just that what is their heart? One is 对黑, one is 对白 lah. 做好事做坏事. So it's always about the moral compass of those people who are using the technology. I can give you
so
a
in the
gun,
end,
do nothing with it. But if I give the gun to a terrorist, they do something bad with it.
so that's back to basic lah. Right. Still in the end, it's the human that's behind all these technologies.
Uh,
Yeah. Well, wow. We talked like that 45 minutes already.
sorry, I keep
Very fast.
talking like.
No, yeah, I think okay. I learned today more about cyber hygiene. Yeah, which I think is one of the main takeaway because as we see this trend, more and more robots, more and more technologies will come into our lives, one. And if, especially, I think my generation or our generation, okay, if we don't adapt fast enough, I think as we grow older, we find that we cannot accept all these things coming to intrude our life.
Wow. You
Yeah.
say one major keyword just now. You just said the word accept. That's the key thing because I remember watching this during SARS, right? After SARS, a lot of people lost their job. Like right now, a lot of businesses was in a very bad shape. Government helped to also bail some companies out, support with financial support and everything. And of course, SARS is not as bad as COVID-19. COVID-19 is actually worse. But during that time, Lee Kuan Yew actually said this. I remember in his speech, and I just saw it the other day again, whereby he said he at that SARS during SARS he was 80 years old, all right? And he said that at 80 years old, he was telling the audience of people who lost their jobs and everything. He said that don't worry, I'm 80 years old and I'm just learning the computer. I struggle with it like crazy because I don't understand why this thing have to shift here, how the folder are placed on the thing, because it's a different thinking. And he said that over time I learned to do it. And he was telling everybody this: if I can do it, so can all of you. It just takes patience. It takes time to actually learn. It's about acceptance. And he said something about acceptance as well. So you said the keyword that Lee Kuan Yew said during SARS.
Well, I hope I can accept myself. I don't know, man. Until that time, maybe we can have another Facebook Live. We chat about it. Okay, okay. Well, I think today, is a very good session. I learned a lot. I hope you also learned something. I don't know. I mean,
Yes, yes,
through
definitely.
chatting,
We learned a
and
lot.
discussion. Yeah. So the world is changing. I think, for me, I'm going to help as many people as possible to move this transition. Go through this transition. Yeah. I mean, at my capacity, I mean, I'm not a superman or what, but at my capacity, whoever can, know, help them walk through the businesses, even individuals, through this
Yes.
COVID-19 situation, yeah. Yeah, I hope
Same
your
here.
side also, yeah.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah, hope you can join us more, okay, update us on more security, things, because I think it will never end. Security, situation will come as technology improve, right?
Yes.
As you can see, more and more things coming in. Every new thing that comes in will have security implication. Every
Actually,
code, right?
yeah. You go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm saying every code that is being added to the software, right, will have security implication somehow.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's never ending.
We should do another session. Maybe on IoT. That one is very
IoT,
interesting.
huh?
Yes, IoT in all your things, like everyday thing you think about, like your lights. Actually, there's smart lighting right now. There's a sensor built in. Do you know that some lights in some buildings, I mean, I'm not sure exactly which building, they actually have Wi-Fi through light. It means what do you call it, rays and whatever, right? It
Hey, that's
is
more
actually your
efficient, huh?
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
More
But
efficient. You
but
don't need to have the Wi-Fi thing.
yeah, but the problem for that is that when you move to the shaded area, you got no connection.
You mean
And then the
okay, so that means the signal use light to
light,
transmit.
yes,
Oh, wow. Okay.
using a mixture of light. So the light itself has certain sensors. So for example, a smart building in future. Actually, right now I've already seen the prototype. I've been to Philips, their HQ in Singapore, and I saw their product, everything. And the light, right, in the smart building, right, has sensors. So every time you walk in the building, you'll turn on, right? And then you'll monitor the temperature and everything with just the lighting thing, so all the small little sensors, and it's built all around. And then wherever you walk to a certain area whereby there's no human being walking around, here it will lower down the power so that you have energy saving for your building. So it's very amazing. It's a lot of stuff. It's huge. But at the same time, like what you said about data, because it's also collecting data, and
Yeah.
if you do not secure your data and you lose your data, if I'm the hacker, I'll steal all your data and I can sell it and do a lot of funny things to tell people, hey, at this time I can unlock the door at the fifth floor, which is the manager's office where you keep the money and the safe. So these are things that data can be. So IoT is very interesting, from your light, your fridge, your house equipment, your door, your cooking machines and all those. So it's going
Yeah,
to be in everything.
and many of these are already connected or connecting to the cloud. All these things
Yes,
are all connecting to the cloud, which is a server somewhere in the data center. Yeah.
yes.
Hey, Kenny, we arranged back backstage. We arranged backstage. Okay, so any last parting words? If not,
No, no, thank you so much for your time. Thanks to those who
okay.
came on board to take a look.
Yeah,
Hope that helped.
thanks for those
Thank
who have came to watch and or pass by. Yep, so that's all for tonight. Thank you so much. I see you guys. Bye bye.
you.